Racking up. Cash out.
I'm trying to do it.
Makes up for the 6 weeks of January.
Definitely.
Do you have enough time to get a job back home, or you just
I go in the
you over what?
3 to 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Nice. That whenever I wanted.
Yeah. Pick up some shifts. Yeah, they Chris was texting me, so hopefully we can make it on.
Here we go!
Yeah, figured it out. Dude,
Yeah.
close it out. And then for our game, have you loaded the Dropbox before?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay. I'll between games I'll pull up Dropbox and then because we have to use that for our filming stream and then send it out to teams that way.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Cardinal Fieldhouse on the campus of Concordia University, Ann Arbor for another edition of Cardinals Basketball. I'm Josh Hackala and we have a doubleheader as both Cardinal teams will be tested. They will be hosting the Northwestern Ohio Racers on this snowy day here in Ann Arbor. First, we kick things off with the women. And after a third-place finish at CIT in Chicago, the Cardinals came back to Ann Arbor and fell flat against the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils on Wednesday, falling 79-59. Both teams got off to a hot start and an exciting back-and-forth first quarter, but a big second quarter by the Blue Devils gave them a big lead, and they were able to hold off the Cardinals the rest of the way. Katie Snow led the Cardinals with 15 points, but the defense couldn't stop the three-point shooting of the Blue Devils as they knocked down 14 threes, the most the Cardinals have given up in a single game all season long. But despite the setback, Kiefer Haffey's Cardinals are still solidly in the conference playoff picture as they continue to fight for a number 4 seed and a home playoff game. They enter tonight's game in 5th place, 2.5 games behind 4th place Aquinas. And for today's opponent, it's a whole new era for Northwestern Ohio and their women's basketball program. As you often see a lot of turnover when there's a new head coach, but when the Racers program experience is a little bit more extreme, you could say. After graduation and transfers, there's just one player remaining from last year's team. John McGinty takes over the program, which basically starts with a clean slate. So naturally, the Racers have struggled this year, but they're still in the playoff hunt. And that is just a half game out of 8th and final playoff spot. So pretty good shape, all things considered. The Cardinals have had the Racers' number in recent years. They have won 6 of the last 7 meetings. A win today would be another step forward toward clinching a spot in the conference tournament. So we'll a lot to play for on both sides as the Cardinals looking for a possibility of fighting for that number 4 spot, and the Racers looking to get into the conference tournament. So we'll pause for the playing of our national anthem and come back and take a look at the starting lineups.
One coach from West Virginia.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Concordia University for today's basketball game featuring the visiting Racers from the University of Northwestern Ohio and your Concordia Cardinals. Concordia and the NIA commit to maintaining the true spirit of competition in athletics. We ask that all players and fans do their part by showing respect to every spectator, athlete, coach, and official involved in today's contest. At this time, we ask that you please stand, remove your caps, and join us in a word of prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Let's pray. Father in heaven, you have created each of us to strive for excellence, so may our athletes and coaches glorify you through their best effort today. May each team compete to win without apology, and yet engage in this competition with a spirit of sportsmanship and respect for the opposing team. Give each of our players the focus and integrity to play this game in a manner that is pleasing to you. We pray for the safety of these athletes and that you would protect them from serious injury and harm. We pray all of this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
coming to you live from the Cardinal Fieldhouse here in snowy Ann Arbor with the Concordia women set to take on the Northwestern Ohio Racers. I'm Josh Hackela, and we welcome all of you watching on the Concordia Cardinals YouTube channel. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the visiting Racers, who are led by first-year head coach John McGinty. They enter today's game 8-15 overall, 4-9 in the WHAC, currently in 9th place, and as I mentioned, just a half game out of the 8th and final playoff spot. Their starters will be Jada Haynes, the 5'7" freshman from Akron. Chloe Andrew, a 5'6" freshman from Manchester, England. Taya Bell, the 5'7" junior from Kansas City. She is their second leading scorer and their leading rebounder. Aaron Scott, the 5'6" freshman from New Knoxville, Ohio. And Kamairo McGee, a 5'11" junior from Chicago. And for the Cardinals, with second-year head coach Kiefer Haffey, they enter tonight's game 13-9 overall, 7-6 in the WHAC, currently in 5th place. Cardinals will send out their same lineup from a game ago. Sam Dorn, the 5'10" freshman from Brownstown, Michigan. Maddie Birchmeyer, the 5'6" freshman from Corunna, Michigan. Katie Snow, a 5'9" junior from Grosse Pointe Woods. Tristan Williams, a 6'2" redshirt junior from New Baltimore. And Jamae Simmons, the 5'10" junior from Brunswick, Ohio. Cardinals lead the all-time series 12-8. They won the last 2 meetings and 6 of the last 7. Last time they squared off was back on December 14th. The Cardinals picking up an 86-72 win. Jamae Simmons had a team-high 18 points. They had a big game for Tristan Williams, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, couple of blocks. Maddie Birchmeyer had a breakout game as well, career-high 15 points, 5 for 5 from beyond the arc. He also had 4 steals in the game and 4 assists. Got some other games to keep an eye on. Rochester playing at Aquinas today. The Cardinals could use a Rochester win in that one. We'll keep you updated on those. And Madonna playing at Cornerstone and Lawrence Tech at U of M Dearborn are the afternoon contests in the WHAC. As we start off, the Cardinals in their home whites, the Racers in the black with red trim. And knock it out of bounds. This is a team, Northwestern Ohio, that no one on the roster has more than 7 blocks. They are not a big team, a big shot blocking team. That could bode well for the Cardinals, who sort of evolved into more of a post team, getting a lot of their points in the paint. And there is Jamae Simmons picking up the offensive foul, and Racers will get it back going the other way. Cardinals come out with some backcourt pressure. And they get it across the timeline. And a three-pointer in the corner is off the mark. Rebound by Dorn. Wide open 3. Birchmeyer picking up where she left off the last time these two teams met. And we have Jada Haynes, who limps off, and she's going to get some treatment on the sideline. Taylor Washington, their 5'6" freshman from Lima, Ohio, will come in the game. And one of their main subs for this Racers ball club. Racers get it across again. Bell out top. Here's Aaron Scott with the ball. Katie Snow on her. Leading the league in steals is Katie. That shot off the mark. Simmons comes down with the rebound. Birchmeyer lost control of the ball as she was trying to pass it. Stolen by Scott. She tried to take it in, and Snow comes up with the steal. Last time these two teams met, it was Katie Snow picking up 5 steals in that game.
Cut hard, timeout.
5 steals and 11 points. And they reset the shot clock to 23.
Cut hard.
So after the jump ball, Racers with possession.
Look out, Sid. One more.
Pass, nice pass inside. Easy two for McGee. Transfer from St. Louis Community College. Lots of transfers, as we mentioned, just one player on the roster from last year. There's Williams with a shot in close, misfires. Switches across the floor, no good. Birchmeyer with the rebound. That was Chloe Andrew misfiring on the three. Dorn thought about it and thought about it a little too much and traveled.
Checking in with the card number 2, Paige Johnson.
Paige Johnson coming into the ball game. She didn't play against Lawrence Tech in that last game. They get the ball in, across to Washington. Andrew over to Washington as she switches across. Extra pass, but it ends up on the floor and given away. Turnover to the Cardinals, who still hold the 1-point lead. Asaria Turman checking into the ball game for the Cardinals, the freshman from Ypsilanti. She had 6 points and 6 boards off the bench against Lawrence Tech. She is a strong contributor for this team in her first year. A lot of freshmen getting a lot of really good playing time. Birchmeyer and Dorn. And that ball thrown over the head of Turman, and the Cardinals turn it over. Allie Lenz still out. The sophomore, the team's best three-point shooter, remains out. That has been a big loss. Sam Dorn has filled in for her in the starting lineup. Racers get it across, and Snow swats it away, and that'll stay with the Racers.
Hey, Taya, triangle, backs. Taya, what are you doing? Triangle.
Racers got to get it in, and they run out of time. 5 seconds. Coach McGinty not happy with that turnover, and now it's Cardinals have turned it over 4 times here in the first 3 minutes. Stephanie Abraham's in the ball game for the Cardinals. She gets the ball in the paint, takes the shot, misfires. Turman tried to put it back up after pulling down the rebound, but the Racers come away with it. A traveling call on Andrew. So both teams having trouble with the turnovers. 7 between them. 4 for the Cardinals, 3 for Ohio. Birchmeyer will bring it up the floor for the Cards. Avery Bevel also in the ball game for the Cardinals. She makes the pass, trying to feed it to Turman inside. Cardinals will keep it. Birchmeyer to toss it in. Throw it up for Turman. Tries to go high off the glass, misfired there. The Cardinals unable to get the offensive rebound, and now the Racers still sitting on 2 points. A three-pointer by Maddie Birchmeyer. A bucket by McGee are the only scores for these two teams. And there's a steal right into the hands of Birchmeyer. She goes in transition, layup is good, Abraham. Timeout for Northwestern Ohio. They want to talk about this slow start. 1 for 4 from the field and 3 turnovers in the first 4 minutes of the first quarter. Well, the Cardinals really, if they want to have success today, they got to get some production from their post players. That's an advantage they have. That's an advantage they had in the first game. You saw Simmons with 18 points. Williams had 15 points. Getting those points in the paint. And they're going to need that today, but they didn't have it against Lawrence Tech. Williams and Simmons together were just 10 of 32 from the field. And we got more, and there's a traveling call. The pressure defense by Bevel and Johnson in the backcourt create the turnover. The Cardinals will get it back. Cardinals have some new faces on the floor. Shelby James, Jade Finfera on the floor for the Cardinals to join with Avery Bevel, Stephanie Abraham, and Paige Johnson. Bevel with the ball, finds Finfera. Open three for Finfera, high arcer, and it's down. Looked a lot like the shot she took against Lawrence Tech. Her only attempt of the game looked just about the same. It was a high arcing three that hit nothing but the bottom of the net. The Cardinals with an 8-2 lead, still pressuring in the backcourt. Here comes a double team. Trap here by Paige Johnson, and they come out of it. McGee. It's a layup, misses it, gets her own miss and puts it away. Racers going with a zone defense. They find Finfera on the wing. She got it. Back-to-back threes for Finfera. Cardinals with an 11-4 lead. It's the second time this year she's hit multiple threes. They could use more of that. The freshman from Delta, Ohio. That shot up and in, and the basket counts. Foul on Abraham. Nope. Abraham gets called for the foul. McGee will go to the free throw line. She has done all the scoring for this team so far. McGee had 14 points, 5 boards against Carlo University. Northwestern Ohio comes in having won 2 straight. They beat Carlo University in a non-conference game last time out, and then last Saturday they beat Madonna at home. And there's Finfera missing on that attempt.
Opposite. One more. Look in. Post.
Like Jada Haynes is back in the ball game. That's good to see. She limped off earlier. Long rebound comes to Bevel. She fires it, but Andrew read her eyes and picked it off. Oh, and there's a travel. Lindsay Farrington checking into the ball game now with the Racers playing a zone here. Get some shooters out there. That's one way to take care of a zone. Lindsay Farrington is definitely that. Farrington down low to Snow, goes baseline, up with it, draws the contact, and she'll go to the free throw line. Katie Snow at a team high 15 against Lawrence Tech on Wednesday. Means the team's 3rd leading scorer, but she's doing just about everything else. Their 2nd best rebounder, leads the team in steals, assists. Jerica Neal checking into the ball game for the Cardinals. Snow knocks down the free throw. Shooting a career best 78% from the line this year. hits them both, and the Cardinals in control early here at the field house. Scott has it up top. And that pass out of the wing, open is Haynes, knocks it down, and someone other than McGee scoring buckets for the Racers. The three-pointer for Haynes. The team's second best three-point shooter, shooting 39% on the season. Williams, a pass inside to Snow, and it's good. Cardinals with the zone of their own. There's that mid-range jumper off the back iron, rebounded by Williams. Outlet pass to Snow in transition. Farrington with the layup, and it's good. Transition buckets. You know Coach Happy's happy about that. He loves to get, when his team gets out and running with it, things are going well. 8-point lead for the Cardinals. And driving to the basket and scoring is Aaron Scott. Scott is the team's playmaker, averaging 5.5 assists per game. Birchmeyer in the corner. Farrington, three is down. Cardinals are 4 for 4 from beyond the arc here in this first quarter. Already ahead of schedule for the Cardinals. Have not been shooting the ball particularly well from beyond the arc, and now off to a great start. And that shot is down, and that is going to be a chance for a 4-point play for Taya Bell. It's the team's best 3-point shooter. She got fouled on the attempt, and she'll go to the free throw line. May Simmons comes in. Bell's a 67% free throw shooter on the season. And she completes the 4-point play and brings it to a 5-point game. May Simmons back in the ball game. Simmons has it in the corner. Williams finds some space, draws a double team, and that'll be Cardinals basketball, or Racers basketball. Cardinals need a little quicker ball movement to attack this zone defense of the Racers. Open three for Bell, high off the rim. Rebound by Birchmeyer. Snow on the wing. Good ball movement for the Cardinals. Birchmeyer for three! Second three, and there's a steal for the Cardinals right off the turnover. Open three, Farrington left it a little short. Boy, this place would have blown up with that one. Under 40 seconds to play, first quarter, the Cardinals. 5 3-pointers. They hit 5 3-pointers in each of the CIT games that they had, and they had just 3 3-pointers against Lawrence Tech. See if they can keep this up. 5 on the shot clock for the Racers. They go down low, knocked away, stolen by Snow. Cardinals could hold, but they attack the basket. Oh, and Simmons misses on the layup attempt. That's going to be Racers basketball with 6.7 to go. Bevel, Turman, and Dorn coming into the game here in the final 6 seconds of the first quarter.
Go get her, Timmy, fist.
Now 3 seconds left. They kick out for a buzzer beater, and it's no good. And the Cardinals come away with a first quarter lead, 23-15. And they have done it with the 3-point shot. 5 of 6 from beyond the arc for the Cardinals. 2 from Birchmeyer, 2 from Finfera, and 1 from Farrington. On the other side, it was Kamira McGee scored the first 6 points of the game. She leads all racers. She's also leading the team in rebounds with 4. Taya Bell had her 4-point play. Now for the Cardinals, 6 points for Birchmeyer, 6 for Finfera, 5 for Farrington, 4 for Katie Snow. Birchmeyer and Williams each with a couple of rebounds each. Birchmeyer leading the team with 2 assists. Cardinals shooting 50% from the field. Northwestern Ohio 43%. As I mentioned, 5 of 6 from 3, 2 of 7 from 3 for Northwestern Ohio. Cardinals 2 for 2 from the line, 1 of 2 for Northwestern Ohio. Cardinals leading the rebounding battle 9-8. And here's something that I know Coach Haffey's going to be happy with, especially if they can keep it up. Cardinals have made 8 baskets. All 8 have had assists attached to them. They lead in that category 8-4. Cardinals also lead 3-2 in steals. And they've created 8 turnovers and turned those into 7 points. Cardinals have given up the ball 5 times. Luckily, the Racers have only turned that into 2 points. Cardinals break the huddle with Bevel, Dorn, Simmons, Paige Johnson, and Turman, and that entry pass had a couple of Racer hands on it. Cardinals give it up. Scott lost control for a moment. Scott hands off, but Moorhead came in just before the end of the first quarter. Shelby Moorhead. Shot from the corner, no good by Scott. Tracking it down, saved. And a good hustle play, but that's not enough. The ball did not hit the rim, so a shot clock violation, but a good hustle by Taya Bell. Track that down. Jade Finfera returning to the game. An Ohio native. Taking on Northwestern Ohio. Alyssa Murray's into the ball game for the Racers. So Murray, Moorhead. That ball kicked out to Dorn. On the wing, down it goes. The Cardinals continue to shoot it from outside. The 6th three-pointer. They have upped this lead to 11 here at the Fieldhouse. Murray gets it to Andrew. That three-pointer's off the mark. McGee pulls down the rebound and gets the putback. Racers have Andrew, Murray, Moorhead, Washington, and McGee on the floor. Simmons thought about a 3. Now they go down low to Turman. She's got a big mismatch there size-wise and lost it out of bounds. It'll stay with Concordia. Chloe Andrew giving up 6 inches to Turman down low. Taya Bell returns. Transfer from Metropolitan Community College. She had game-high 21 points and 11 boards against the Cardinals last time they met. Dorn launches a 3. Rebound by Finfera. The Cardinals will get another crack at it. Abraham just checked in, lost the ball, ripped away by Bell. Andrew goes down low. Reverse layup is good for Alyssa Murray. The Michigander from Novi, Michigan. Transfer from Ohio Valley University. And we got a timeout. The Cardinals lead it 26-19, and they're doing it with the 3-point shot. In their last 7 games, they have had just 2 games where they have made more than 6 3-pointers in a game. They've already got 6 now. Shooting 6 of 8 from beyond the arc. Well, the Racers can't really key on any one player. They've got Farrington out there. Katie Snow, of course, somebody got to pay attention to. Finfera hit a couple of threes. Birchmeyer hit a couple of threes. Sam Dorn just hit a 3. Cardinals break the huddle with Bevel, Dorn, Finfera, Turman, and Abraham, who's got the ball. Abraham finds Turman inside for 2. Nice pass by Abraham, and that ball thrown away. 10th turnover already for Northwestern Ohio. Paige Johnson returns. Avery Bevel will have a seat. They try to sneak it into Turman. There are hands all over the place. Racers come away with it. Taya Bell. Murray sends it out wide, and no one was there. I think she thought McGee was going to be there. McGee went down into the paint. I'll call that the 11th turnover. Cardinals have turned the first 10 turnovers into 10 points. Essentially the difference in the game so far. Katie Snow's back in, hangs, and hits! And ball knocked away by Johnson, and that's gonna stay with the Racers. It was a close one. Cardinals not letting up in the backcourt. Johnson knocks it away, stolen by Snow, but did she step out? I think she did. Yeah, they have 5 seconds to get over that, but it was not a change of possession. So they have, and the ball knocked out. It'll stay with the Racers. So now the Racers have 3 seconds to get it across the timeline. And the Cardinals have 4 of their 5 defenders on this side of the court. They're gonna make that awful tough for them. And here they come. And we're gonna whistle. And I got screened, I missed what that call was, but it's a Cardinal basketball. 12th turnover. Finfera, a deep 3 off the front rim. Cardinals with an 11-point lead. And Northwestern Ohio wants a full timeout. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. They trailed 30-19. And they have a lot to talk about. The Cardinals giving them all sorts of trouble in the backcourt. Cardinals have assisted on 10 of their 11 baskets today. Cardinals shooting 50% from the field, 6 of 9, 67% from 3. Well, last year, these two teams split the season series. It was the Cardinals had a 4-game winning streak in the series, and right here at the Fieldhouse, it was a tight game. The Cardinals falling 58-55, but they bounced back. They beat Northwestern Ohio 76-52 down in Ohio. And then, as I mentioned, doing it again back on December 14th, 86-72. Cardinals shot 50% from three, the best they had all season against Northwestern Ohio. They were 11 for 22 in that game. So the Racers break the huddle. Now they've already got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Scott hands off to Andrew. Now 5 to shoot. Bell's gonna have to put one up. No, now Washington. That deep three, no good. Rebound Finfera. Oh, Finfera found Snow, and looks like Snow got ball knocked out. Alyssa Murray checking in. McGee will have a seat. They get it into Snow. She goes right at the basket, draws the contact, and she'll go to the line. Chloe Andrew called for her first. Snow back to the free throw line. She is 2 for 2 today. Misfires on the first. And she hits the second. Racers break the press. Now they get it up to Washington. Now Scott. Cardinals not giving them any kind of space when they get the ball. Andrew drives, finds Murray underneath, and draws the foul. And Washington hands off to Scott. Scott gets into the paint, sends it back out to Bell. Bell attacks the basket, has it knocked away and stolen. Good reaction by Williams to knock that ball away. Snow thought about a deep three. Williams. Out to Johnson. Oh, Paige Johnson steps back and hits it. Shook her defender and dropped the triple. And that is a sight for sore eyes right there. Paige Johnson hitting a three-pointer. It's her first in the last 10 attempts. Her first three-pointer since December 30th. Oh, she's had limited playing time here and there, just going in and out, but coming off the bench for the most part. That ball knocked away. It'll stay with the Racers. 34-19, Cardinals with the lead. Racers get it into McGee, goes right at Williams, swats it and gets the ball. That's exactly what you want to have done right there. And Paige Johnson on the wing, no good, wide left. Scott has the ball, calls it, gets the play. Trying to get it and going all the way across to Andrew. She goes baseline, floats one all the way out to Washington. That one's no good. Farrington with the rebound. Cardinals in control here. Williams lays it up, and did it count? Yes. And one for Williams. Washington called for the foul. Well, normally you'd be concerned that we're 4 minutes left in the second quarter and the leading scorer on the team hasn't made a basket yet, but she just picked one up right there. They've been getting their offense from all sorts of places today. Williams on the board. Cardinals with a big lead here. 17 points. Jarek and Neal in the ball game for the Cardinals. They go down low to McGee. Snow absorbs the contact. Inside to Williams, goes to her left. Tries to go up high at the glass, left it a little short. It'll stay with Concordia. They get it right in. Snow tried to scoop one up. It'll stay with Concordia again. Shelby James just checked into the game. Finds Birchmeyer for three. The last time these two teams met, she was 5 for 5 from 3-point. And we got a foul away from the ball on McGee. That's surprising. Myra McGee picking up her second personal foul, and she's going to come out of the game. She's not happy, and neither is her coach. Doing battle with Williams, and the Cardinals will inbound the basketball with a 20-point lead. 3:08 to go here in the second quarter. Inside to James. Has it on her right, finds Snow. Goes baseline, tries to hang. Birchmeyer comes away with it. Inside to Williams for two. All these assists, 13 assists for the Cardinals. And the trap works. Birchmeyer. Oh, and they knock it away, and that'll stay with Concordia, though. Snow was coming in for the layup. Rebecca LeBerge is in the ball game for the Cardinals, number 33. Get it into James. She pulls up for three. Rebound comes down to the Racers. Here comes Scott. Racers working around. Washington kicks. Andrew floats one up there, no good. Neal with the rebound. LeBerge goes baseline, tries to get it across to James. That's knocked out of bounds. Birchmeyer will toss it in for the Cardinals. Williams in the paint, it's good. Tristan Williams with 6 points and 4 rebounds. Cardinals in control here, outscoring Northwestern Ohio 20-4 here in the second quarter. Flip the script on their last game against Lawrence Tech, when it was Lawrence Tech who had the big second quarter to break things open. Washington, no good. Murray with the offensive rebound, sends it back out. Andrew for three, that one's good. Andrew's first bucket of the game. LeBerge over to Birchmeyer. Get it down low to Williams. Neal is going to launch up a three. Left that one go, saved by Birchmeyer, but into the Racer bench. That'll head over to the Cardinals. Saria Turman, Jamae Simmons, Avery Bevel into the ball game to join Neal and LeBerge. Under 45 seconds to go. A great second quarter for the Cardinals. It was a pretty good first quarter too. And a dominant second quarter. You can hold your team, your opponent to single digits. You're having a good day. And the official. Okay, so they had turned off the shot clock a little prematurely, so they gonna reset it. So they're going to put the game clock back to 27 seconds. Good eye by the officials there, and we're back underway. Scott got Bevel on her left. Scott swinging around. Andrew for three. Another three-pointer attempt. Rebound by Bevel, but she stepped on the line on the way out. That'll give it over to the Racers. An unforced error there for the Cardinals. 7.3 to go before halftime. Five seconds. Washington's gonna have to put one up. Attempted traveling violation. The Cardinals will get one last shot before the half. Now, if you are on their social media page, you know that they do a lot of half-court shot practice between the coaches and the players, and this would be a good opportunity to put that to use. 1.6 to go. Timeout. Cardinals lead at 43-22. They have outscored the Racers 20-7 here in the second quarter. They are in control here. And with 43 points, there's not a single Cardinal in double figures because it has been a balanced attack out there. Birchmeyer is the leading scorer with 9 points on those 3 threes. 3 is the magic number for Maddie Birchmeyer right now. 9 points. 3 for 3 from 3. 3 for 3 from the field. 3 rebounds and 3 assists. .6 to go. Bevel gets it, turns. Oh, couldn't get it off in time. Tried to feed it to Simmons. Didn't have quite enough time to pull off that play. The Cardinals will go into the halftime break with a 43-22 lead. As I mentioned, Birchmeyer leading the Cardinals with 9 points. Katie Snow with 7 and 2 assists. 6 points and 4 rebounds for Tristan Williams. Lindsey Farrington with 5. Sam Dorn hit a 3. Paige Johnson hit a 3. Jade Finfera, 6 points, a couple rebounds off the bench. It has been a really balanced attack here. Turman's got a bucket as well. On the other side, Kamira McGee is the leading scorer for the Racers. She's got 8 points. She's also the top rebounder at 6 rebounds, but she's got 2 personal fouls, the only player with multiple fouls on the team. So we'll take a break and we'll come back for the second half. We'll take a look at more of the first half statistics. I'm Josh Hackala. Cardinals lead at 43-22 here at the Fieldhouse.
Cardinal fans in attendance, today is the third drawing for the third annual Concordia Women's Basketball Halftime Raffle. Concordia Women's Basketball holds a raffle in which there are 4 drawings over the course of each season. Each drawing picks the winner of a $250 prize. The earnings from this event go towards helping Concordia Women's Basketball program to provide a top-level collegiate basketball experience. Winners will be contacted by Coach Haffey to determine the delivery of your prize. Winners do not need to be
after this one. And right now the numbers going in favor of the Cardinals, and they're doing it with defense. And you can see the biggest thing of that would be points off of turnovers. They are leading 15-2. But let's start off at the top here. Field goal percentage, Cardinals shooting 48%, Northwestern Ohio 33%. Three-pointers, the Cardinals on fire, 8 of 13 as a team, 61%, or 62%. Northwestern Ohio, 3 of 14, 21%. Free throws, Cardinals 3 of 5, Racers 1 of 2. Cardinals leading the rebounding battle 19-18. And a big number here, 13-5 in assists for the Cardinals. 13 of their 16 baskets have been assisted. They also lead in steals 5-4. Turnovers, 16 turnovers, and they've turned those into 15 points. Cardinals have turned it over 8 times, but those have only turned into 2 points for the Racers. But those 3-point buckets have been huge for this team. 8 of 13. They got 3 of them from Maddie Birchmeyer, who's the leading scorer at 9 points. Katie Snow, 7 points and a couple of assists. Also, bench scoring has been huge, and they've been getting it from players off the bench. Paige Johnson hit a 3. Sam Dorn hit a 3. Jade Finfera hit 2 threes. Lindsey Farrington hit a 3. It's been all over the place. Cardinals have been all over and on the offensive and defensive glass. Take a look at some of the scores from around the league. Madonna leading Cornerstone 52-38 in the third quarter. Lawrence Tech on top of U of M Dearborn 48-38. That's also just started the third quarter. And a game the Cardinals will be paying attention to. They want Lawrence Tech, they need Lawrence Tech to drop some games as well. But the team right ahead of them in the standings, Aquinas, trailing Rochester 26-21 as they start the third quarter. And there's Katie Snow, misses the bunny inside. And she's all smiles about it, but you can be all smiles about it when you're up 43-22 and miss a shot like that. But Aquinas actually had a very similar second quarter. They were outscored 16-3 in the second quarter, and they trail Rochester 28-21. So a Cardinals win and a Aquinas loss, it'll bring the Cardinals within a game and a half of fourth place. But they got to take care of business here today. They are out there with their starting lineup. Dorn, Birchmeyer, Snow, Williams, and Simmons. Washington with the shot. She missed everything. Washington, Andrew, McGee, Scott, and Moorhead out there. Offensive foul called on Simmons. Simmons with her second personal. Just her and Abraham, the only players with multiple fouls for Concordia. Yeah, we actually haven't. Simmons attempted just one shot today. She had a team high 18 points the last time these two teams met. And the Cardinals come away with the ball. Snow. Williams for 2.
Aaron, go get it. Go.
She's got 8. Cardinals up their lead, and Racers just get it across the timeline. That pass going inside, stolen by Simmons. Tried to feed it into McGee. Simmons came out of nowhere. Now Simmons drives, kicks, Birchmeyer. Now Dorn up top, 10 to shoot for the Cardinals. Inside Williams, knocked away, stolen by Washington. Andrew attacks and draws the contact. Gonna be a shooting foul. Williams called for the foul. It's her first. Chloe Andrew. From Manchester, England, the freshman. one of the team's better three-point shooters, shooting 35% on the season. Misfires there. And off the back iron, tapped out, and Murray comes away with the rebound. Andrew will try to rectify things. That shot is no good, but an offensive rebound for the Racers. Andrew was shooting just 5 of 6 from the free throw line this year. Before that, McGee goes inside and got fouled by one of 3 players, maybe Snow. Yep, that's going to be Katie Snow called for her first. Just 2.5 minutes in, the Cardinals already with 3 team fouls. That'll put McGee at the free throw line, the Chicagoan. Leads the team in field goal percentage. Free throws, not as much, 59% from the stripe this year. Averaging 8 points and 6.5 rebounds a game. Hits the second. Jade Finfera and Stephanie Abraham in the ball game for the Cardinals. Simmons, Birchmeyer, and Snow round out the 5 for ladies in white. Abraham open for 2. Couple of buckets for Abraham in this game. That ball thrown out of the reach off the fingertips of Alyssa Murray. That'll be the 19th turnover. Paige Johnson will check in. Jamae Simmons will have a seat. Three-pointer on the way, and Finfera, her reaction for missing that shot, she knew as soon as she let it go that she put a little too much mustard on it. She kind of squealed as it went off her fingertips. Three-pointer answered on the other end. And we got a foul as Finfera was trying to make the turn. Scott called for the foul. That's Aaron Scott's first. Finfera, she does not take those shots from in close. Just seems like every three-point attempt is like a good 2 big steps beyond the three-point line. She can make them, that's for sure, but Finfera's hit 2 early three-pointers. She's got 6 points, a couple of rebounds. That three-pointer is down from Scott. A much better start for the Racers here in the third quarter as they try to dig themselves out of a hole that they plummeted into in the second quarter as Paige Johnson lost it out of bounds. Bevel will check in. Snow will have a seat. Concordia led by 8 after the first quarter and then outscored them 20-7 in the second quarter to come away with that big halftime lead. Washington. Andrew off the front rim, tapped out. Finfera comes away with it. Nice pass over to Johnson. Oh, she tried to throw up a circus shot there, and that'll go to the Racers.
Checking in for the Cardinals, number 10, Shelby James.
James will enter the ball game, and Birchmeyer will get a breather. Scott crosses the timeline for the Racers. McGee drives, and offensive foul. McGee blows over Abraham, and that's her third personal foul. Turman and Farrington will check in. Turman finds Johnson. Bevel had the ball ripped away. Jump ball is the call, and that'll be Racers basketball. One thing I have noticed that we have not seen the leading scorer for Northwestern Ohio, Tori Leonards, averaging 17 points a game, and they have missed her today, the senior from Fort Recovery, Ohio. Not sure if there's an injury or what, but timeout with the Cardinals leading 47-29 here in the third quarter. There, Leonards is the conference's leading scorer. Cardinals break the huddle with Johnson, Bevel, Farrington, Turman, and James. 4:35 to go, third quarter. Andrew comes off the back iron, rebound by Johnson, maintains control. Farrington, thought about the three. Now James will take it from the corner. No good, tapped up, and Turman is there for the putback. Cardinals lead back up to 20. They've led by as much as 24 in the game. Scott goes in, blocked by Turman. James all the way across to Farrington. Leaves it for Turman for three. No good. Tapped up by James. Finds Farrington. Inside to Turman. He's got two defenders on her. Draws the contact, and she'll go to the line. She's tough to stop. Scott called for the foul, her second. Turman will go to the line for the first time today. And misfires on the free throw. She's 71% from the free throw line. Always nice when you can have a post player shooting in the 70s, and that one went off the top of the backboard, and that will be Cardinal basketball. Shelby Moorhead will come back into the game. For Northwestern Ohio. She will come out to meet Paige Johnson. Inside, Turman goes, a path to the basket is right there. And another timeout coming for the Racers, 53-29, their biggest lead of the game. 2:54 to go, third quarter. Take a look at the scores from those other games. Approaching the end of the third, Madonna and Cornerstone, the battle of the Two teams seeking their fourth win of the season. Madonna leading 64-49. Lawrence Tech and U of M Dearborn, that's become a tight one. Lawrence Tech leading by just 5 in the just heading toward the end of the third quarter. The Cardinals could use a U of M Dearborn win. And checking in with Aquinas, they are still trailing. Rochester leading 38-30, 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. So good news for the Cardinals as they come into this game 5th in the standings. 2.5 games behind 4th place Aquinas. Actually, it's Aquinas and Lawrence Tech both tied at 10-4. So actually a loss by either team would be great. The Cardinals trying to get into that top 4. They have not hosted a conference playoff game since 2013. Coach Kiefer Haffey would like to change that. Racers cross the timeline with Washington. Now Andrew up top. She's going to take that 3, and she's going to hit it. Chloe Andrew, her third 3 of the game. She's shooting 2 of 12 from the field today, having a tough time, but got those 3 triples. She's the only player with multiple 3s on the team. As they go inside to Turman, it's tapped out, recovered by James. They got still 12 to shoot. Farrington launches from deep off the front rim. Moorhead tracks down the rebound. Tight defense from Page. Into the corner, Bell for 3. That one's down. Her second 3. Bell had a big game the last time these two teams met, hit 21 and 11. James misfires on that mid-range attempt. Washington goes all the way to the rack. Rebound pulled down by the Cardinals. Here they come. Johnson gets a screen from Turman. Inside to Turman, goes to her right and missed the shot.
Go!
He's got the size advantage. That shot is off the front rim, rebound by James. Out of all the players who have been on the floor, only 2 of them are 5'10" and above. Johnson for 3, no good. Offensive rebound by Farrington, lost it on the floor. We're gonna get a jump. No, we're gonna have Cardinal basketball. Birchmeyer, Dorn, Simmons, Williams, Snow, the starting 5 is back. And what an effort there by James, Neal, Farrington, Turman, and Johnson. Throw it in to Williams. She just goes through traffic, forces one up. Simmons comes down with it. And that's gonna be Racers basketball. Scott brings it up, guarded by Birchmeyer, hands off to Moorhead. Two seconds to go in the quarter, and that one is no good. The Cardinals still in control. They were outscored by 3 in that quarter. Things cooling off from the field for Concordia, but still well in control, 53-35. Let's take a look at the numbers as Concordia shooting 44% from the field. Northwestern Ohio still shooting in the low 30s. Three-pointers, Cardinals 8 of 19 from beyond the arc, 42%. Northwestern Ohio hit a few here in that third quarter. 7 of 22 for the Racers, 32%. Although I think of things. Free throws, Cardinals 3 of 6, Northwestern Ohio 2 of 6. Rebounding edge goes to the Cardinals, 31-28. And assists, 16-8 in favor of the Cardinals. They also lead in steals, 7-6. The Cardinals have forced 20 turnovers and turned them into 17 points. The Racers have forced 13 Concordia turnovers, but have only turned them into 2 points. Racers lead in blocks 3-2, bench scoring 26-2 in favor of the Cardinals. Points in the paint also in favor of the Cardinals, 26-12. Birchmeyer still the leading scorer for Concordia, 9 points. Williams with 8, Snow with 7. As probably the most balanced offensive attack we've seen all season from Concordia. Nice pass, Simmons to Snow. All smiles for the Cardinals. How about their 17th assist? 17 assists on 22 baskets. Oh, that is a foul on Snow, getting caught up in the chaos there. It's her second personal. Washington picks up her dribble, and she traveled. 21st turnover by the Racers. Maybe the Cardinals can do with it. Out there with their starting 5, Williams, Simmons, Snow, Dorn, and Birchmeyer. Snow in some trouble, has it deflected, and the Racers are going to come away with the ball. They call it jump ball, and that'll be Racers basketball. This is the 4th game in a row the Cardinals have used this starting 5. This streak of 4 games began at CIT against Concordia, Nebraska, and then the win over Concordia, Chicago in the 3rd place game. That ball stolen away by Dorn. 8th steal of the game for the Cardinals. They go down low to Williams. Up against Washington. She's got the size mismatch. Took advantage of it. She's the first Cardinal in double figures with 10. Scott finds Andrew on the wing. No good. Simmons with the rebound. Snow with a deep 3 off the back rim.
Go! Go!
That's the kind of 3-pointer you take when you're up 22 at home. As Snow is fouled by Scott. That's her 3rd personal foul. Stephanie Abraham checking in. Tristan Williams will get a breather.
Get a stop, Black. Get a stop.
Abraham with 4 points today. Simmons trying to find Dorn, and she throws it away. Andrew throws it over the head of Moorhead. It's the 24th turnover for Northwestern Ohio. The ball deflected and finds Abraham. That right place at the right time. Stephanie Abraham, look what I found, and lays it up and in for her 6th point. That's when you know things are going your way. Cardinals with their biggest lead of the game at 24. Washington squares up for 3, and she hits it. That's her first bucket of the game. She was 0 for her first 7, and there's an offensive foul on Finfera. Finfera's first personal. And a timeout for Concordia. 6:54 to go in this one. They are in control at home, 59-38. Looking to get back into the win column and keep the pressure on for that number 4 spot in the conference. Other scores, Madonna leading 72-59, 6:07 to go 4th quarter. And Lawrence Tech has broken things open in the 4th quarter now. They are leading by 11, 79-68, 5:22 to go in the 4th. And checking in on Aquinas. Rochester leading 43-39, 8:09 to play in the 4th quarter. Cardinals could use a win from Rochester and a win from U of M Dearborn, but so far, Lawrence Tech seems like they're in control. Still 5:12 to play in that game. So Cardinals currently in 5th place in the conference. So the Racers will inbound. They've got McGee, Scott, Washington, Andrew, and Moorhead out on the floor. And right out of the gate, an easy layup for Washington. She's got back-to-back buckets. Cardinals are out there with Johnson, Finfera, Abraham, Birchmeyer, and Simmons. Offensive rebound by Birchmeyer, finds Abraham inside, fights for it, and scores. Everybody getting in on the act for the Cardinals. That shot off the mark. Simmons with the rebound. 9 different players on the score sheet for the Cardinals tonight. That bucket is good. And Simmons, if you can believe it, their second leading scorer was not among them until just now. So count that, 10 different Cardinals with points today. McGee. Those reverse, no good. Finfera lost the ball. Andrew rips it away. On the other end, she draws the contact, and Johnson will pick up the foul. Oh, scratch that. It's actually Andrew called for the foul. Johnson, Bevel, Farrington, and Turman checking in to join Johnson and Abraham out on the floor. Bevel goes baseline, finds Johnson, open for 3, good! Paige Johnson, her second 3, and her first if you can believe it, first multi-3 game of the year. And there's a traveling violation. Well, it would be great to get Paige Johnson, one of their better shooters, get her some confidence going forward from the three-point line. Came into the game shooting 13% on the season. She's looked good shooting it today, and there's a ball stolen away by Washington. Lays it up and in on the other end. And the Racers want a timeout. 4:40 to go. Cardinals lead at 66-42. As we head down the home stretch of this one. So our crack staff of statisticians probably doesn't have the time to go through this yet, but with 10 different players scoring today, only one of them in double figures, it is about as balanced as you can get. Tristan Williams, high scorer with 10 points, also 4 rebounds. Birchmeyer with 9. Haven't heard from her, or really needed to hear from her in the second half. 9 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. 8 points for Abraham. Also, Katie Snow has 9 points as well. 6 points for Paige Johnson. 6 for Finn Farah. 5 points for Farrington. It's been all over the place. Tournament. James for 3. No good. Bevel tried to save it. Scott has it deflected by Farrington, falls into the hands of Moorhead. Andrew. And we get a foul on Bevel. Bevel called for her first. Scott will inbound. Third team foul for the Cardinals. Andrew, right off the inbound, rebound by Terman. Johnson thought about a 3. Farrington, three-pointer, spots up and drops it. Second 3 for Farrington. She's at a three-pointer in each of the last 5 games. She had 3 of them against Concordia, Nebraska in the first game at CIT. And ball deflected and stolen, and we've got collision with a coach and players, and Johnson hits the deck. Jerica Neal checking into the ball game. Farrington will have a seat. There's the three-pointer on the way. Misfired by Andrew, and Neal with the rebound. Up to Bevel. Bevel goes baseline, has it knocked out, and it went off of Bevel. Racers basketball. Washington nearly stolen by Johnson. Cardinals not letting up the pressure here. The 69-42 lead, under 3 minutes to go. Looking to sweep the series between these two clubs for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. Ball knocked away. Turman comes away with it. And a bump called on Andrew.
Taylor, run the play the right way. Don't talk to the ref. Don't talk to him.
Rebecca LeBerge comes into the game, the senior from Quebec City. I'd like to see her get a bucket. She hasn't had one this season, just 0 for 2 from the field. Playing in her 7th game of the season. LeBerge also on the Concordia track team as well. James floats one up, no good. Scott, transition 3, no good. Neal with the rebound. LeBerge goes baseline, gets hung up. Neal for 3, no good. Johnson with the offensive rebound. Now Turman that helped. LeBerge, hands off, nice pass, LeBerge to Turman. Turman's got double figures with 10 now. Barreling in, James gets in the way. James called for the foul, her first. Turman and James will check in, or check out, and Farrington and Abraham will return. Andrew will go to the free throw line. She is 0 for 2 today. Had a tough time shooting the basket. They needed to rely on her a little bit more than they usually do. Missing Tori Leonards. Andrew shooting 3 of 17 from the field, 3 of 16 from beyond the arc. LeBerge gets it over to Farrington. Farrington drives, throws it up, and scores. Now Farrington's got 10. 1:10 to go. And one thrown up, and I think it was LeBerge got a piece of it. Johnson leads the break. Now up to Neal, lays it up, and drops it. Neal with her first bucket. Now 11 different Cardinals on the score sheet tonight. Neal will go to the line. Completes the three-point play. .45 seconds to go in this one. Ball knocked away by Abraham and stolen. And did she step on the line? No. Well, Concordia comes away with it. 30 seconds left. We need to call a play for Rebecca LeBerge. We're going to get her on the score sheet. Neal. Johnson. Inside to Abraham, lays it up with the left hand. And that will do it. 78-43 is the final score. Cardinals pick up a big win, and they're getting some help right now. Rochester now with a 52-43 lead, 2 minutes to go in the other game, so that helps close the gap. Lawrence Tech defeated U of M Dearborn 89-72, so that will not help their cause, but a win definitely does, as the Cardinals sweep the season series from Northwestern Ohio with a 78-43 win. They started with hot 3-point shooting. In the first half, they were 8 of 13. But things cooled off a little bit in the second half, but they were in control the whole game. They did it with their defense too, forcing 29 turnovers. Their third most in a single game this season. Their high was at Madonna. They forced 34 turnovers. I think Coach actually escaped to the locker room, so we may not get a chance to chat with him after this, but a big win for the Cardinals. We'll take a look at the final statistics. Cardinals shooting 49% from the field. Northwestern Ohio, 32% shooting. One of the Cardinals' defense lowest numbers there. Cardinals finished the game 10 of 25 from the field, 40%. Northwestern Ohio shooting 29% from three. Free throws, 4 of 7 for the Cardinals, 3 of 8 for Northwestern Ohio. Rebounds, Cardinals winning the rebounding battle 40-31. Assists, 24-10, a number that the coaches gotta love. Assisted on 24 of the Cardinals' 32 baskets were assisted. Steals, 11-9 for the Cardinals. They forced 29 turnovers, turned it into 23 points. And while a lot of late turnovers for the Cardinals, they turned it over 20 times. Not a great number there, but Northwestern Ohio only able to turn those into 4 points. Each team with 3 blocks. Bench scoring was massive today. 45 of the team's 78 points were scored by players from the bench. 45-9, they win that. Points in the paint, 42-16. Second chance points, 13-8 for the Cardinals. As I mentioned, points off turnovers, 23-4. Leading scorers for the Cardinals, 3 players with just 10 points. 11 different Cardinals got on the score sheet today. Tristan Williams had 10 points, 4 rebounds. Lindsey Farrington, 10 points, couple of rebounds. And Stephanie Abraham had 10 points. Katie Snow with 9. Madison Birchmeyer with 9. She had 3 first half 3-pointers, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for her as well. Paige Johnson, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, hit a couple of threes, her first multi-3 game of the season. Jade Finfera hit a couple of threes, pulled down 3 rebounds, had a couple of assists. Shelby James also didn't get on the score sheet, but had 3 assists and a couple of rebounds. Sam Dorn hit a 3-pointer. Jerica Neal got that 3-point play late to go along with 3 rebounds. Jamae Simmons didn't need her on the offensive end that much, only took 2 shots today, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. She also had 2 steals. And Asaria Turman, 10 points, 4 rebounds. For the Racers, their top scorer was Chloe Andrew. They were missing a key player for their Tori Leonards. It's worth noting, didn't play today. Not only the team's leading scorer at 17 a game, she's also the conference's leading scorer. So a big loss for Northwestern Ohio there. So Chloe Andrew finishes the top scorer at 10 points. Taya Bell had 7 points and 5 rebounds. 9 points for Kamira McGee to go along with 8 rebounds. So that will wrap up things here from the Concordia Cardinals Fieldhouse. The women's team winning this game 78-43. They improved their record to 14-9, 8-6 in the conference. Northwestern Ohio falls to 8-16, 4-10 in the WHAC, and it's some of those updated standings here is the Cardinals still in 5th place, but with Aquinas losing, they dropped to 10-4. The Cardinals now a game and a half behind Aquinas for 4th place. You know, the 4th place team hosts a first-round playoff game. The Cardinals trying to do that for the first time since 2013, and they actually will play Aquinas coming up next Saturday. It will be the next home game, so that will be a huge one. Next game for the Cardinals, they will hit the road this Wednesday. They'll take on Rochester University in a doubleheader with the men. The women's game tips off at 5:30, followed by the men's game. Our next home game and our next broadcast, as I mentioned, will be Saturday, February 8th, when the Cardinals host Aquinas. It'll be a crucial game for the men and the women in terms of playoff positioning. Of course, the men trying to get into the conference tournament, and beating Aquinas would be huge for them. That would give them the tiebreaker in the season sweep if they were able to pick up a win. And that will be crucial heading down the stretch as they try to get into that top 8. Our broadcast will begin shortly before 1 o'clock on Saturday, February 8th. Hope you'll join us then. For all the latest news and information, be sure to check out ConcordiaCardinals.com, and you can find them on Twitter and Instagram at CUAA Cardinals. For the production team here at Concordia University, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Josh Hackela saying so long for now from Ann Arbor.